right, thank you, Dan. Well, we want to keep South Carolina clean, right? Who doesn't? And there's a simple grab a bag campaign underway. We're honored to have South Carolina's Lieutenant Governor with us today on Carolina's Family at 4 to talk about this big event. It's happening Saturday all across the state of South Carolina. And Pamela Evette is here with us, and we appreciate you joining us. You're kind of the chief champion for grab a bag. So tell South Carolinians how they can help out tomorrow.
Well, it's very easy. We wanted to make it as simple as can be. So it's grab a bag, get your family, and look around your community and find out where we can keep it clean. You know, it impacts so many things. Picking up trash, if you're down by the coast, can stop water in a flood from moving and getting away from homes. Up here, it's what businesses want. You know, when businesses come to call South Carolina their home, they look around. And they know, it was interesting because the president of BMW said that. When BMW came here, they looked at the surroundings, and they knew if people took care of their homes and they took care of their communities, that they would take pride in their work, and that's what made them come here. So keeping our state clean, it does a lot. It does a lot of good all around the state.
You don't think about that. Economic development impacts of litter. What other things are we not aware of? I mean, there are dangers in dangerous litter being out there, right?
That's right. You know, when the governor and I were down in Marion and Sellers, and the SC guard was pulling things out of the canals that had gone in there, tires and TVs and things that have washed in there in the floods, and all that stuff goes back into our water. And so we want to make sure tires are never good dumping anywhere. So we want to make sure that we're not doing that. That South Carolina is a beautiful state. We have so many great natural resources. We want to keep it strong and beautiful, and we want to keep business coming here, calling South Carolina home.
So how do people get involved and help out tomorrow? What's the best way for them to go about doing that?
Palmetto Pride. Go onto their website. There's all kinds of information there where there's groups heading up. They can sign up. They can still sign up a group. And we want it to kick off tomorrow, Amy, but we want it to keep going through the year. I keep telling people around the state, you know, our little ones are watching us.
Yeah.
So let's set a really good example. You know, we can start cleaning today and let our little ones keep watching us, and they'll keep everybody on the right track if they see somebody throw garbage on the ground. But to all of our people who drive pickup trucks, make sure that when you're putting things in the back of those trucks, that you're securing them down. That causes a lot of debris on our highways when things are flying out of pickup trucks and things like that. So little small things we do can save a lot of money to our state. My office tells me $1.3 billion between state and local money is spent on keeping garbage off of our roads and out of our communities every year.
We just did a story about Spartanburg County putting in cameras in trouble spots to kind of catch people in the act. I mean, it is a serious issue.
It really is. It really is. So we just want everybody to get involved, and I think this is a great way. We have hundreds of people signed up. I'm very excited about it. I've been telling everybody, if you have a group, tag the Lieutenant Governor on it. We'd like to send it out and give a big shout out of thank you for joining in, but don't let it just be tomorrow.
Right.
Let it start tomorrow and keep going.
And you can see those neighborhood efforts to clean things up that happen periodically. You get those next door alerts, you know, that your community is going out to do it. So there are ways to get involved even beyond tomorrow.
That's right. That's right. And communities all the time come up with clean our community days. Just keep a watch out for that and get involved. But the best thing to do is just not throw trash. Make sure we're picking it up every day. Our cities and communities do such a great job of putting containers out to dispose of your trash in the right way, and let's just do that.
All right, Pamela Evette, the Lieutenant Governor of South Carolina, here on Carolina's Family at 4. We appreciate you joining us.
Amy, thank you so much. Wonderful to be here.
You bet. Well, you're watching Carolina's Family at 4. We're coming right back. Thanks. are close to 5,000 children in South Carolina's foster care system. There is always a need for loving homes. Our Tatiana Cash spoke to one family about just how rewarding this can be.
Do you want to get down or you want me to hold you?
No.
You going to get down?
No.
Okay. You want me to hold you?
Yes.
Oh, you're so sweet.
Since 2013, the Tucker family has opened their home to nearly 100 children in foster care.
We just decided to inquire, and after that, 3 months later, we had 3 little kids in our house.
According to the nonprofit Care to Foster, more than 1,500 foster parents are needed across South Carolina right now. The State Department of Social Services says more than 4,600 children are currently in foster care. Carrie and her husband have 3 biological children, 1 adopted son with 2 more pending adoptions, and 2 foster children. That makes 8.
Oh, it's a piece of cake, because I was called to do it. That's not what it is. I do have hard days, I do eat a lot of chocolate,
While some days can be hard, daughters Madison and Alyssa just see a normal family.
Loud. Fun.
We're just a regular family. We're not saviors. We, don't make 6 figures a year. We are just a normal family willing to put love into action.
A foster family can get help. The state will pay to help cover essentials like food, clothing, and daycare. Children 0 to 5, about $500 a month. Ages 6 to 12 are on $523, and 13 to 21 is about $589.
Turn around.
Carrie has fostered children as old as 17 and her youngest 2 days old. And since there's no time stamp on how long or short their stay can be, that can hurt, she says. But it isn't a negative.
Kids are so worth someone to get attached to them. Kids are worth having someone to grieve for them. And you're grieving them so deeply and you're crying because you love them that much.
Carrie says fostering is worth a second thought.
You're not going to regret it. You're not going to regret investing in a child, whether it's 1 child, whether it's 56 kids. You're never going to regret the investment you made in them. So there are days and moments that it is so worth it, just in one moment. Did you see how far he went?
In Spartanburg, Tatiana Cash, 7 News.
So we have a lot of information about how you can get involved on our website, WSBA.com. But there is this crisis in foster care to find families. In fact, in Greenville County, there's a need right now for 100 families. So if you've ever thought about fostering, there's an event. It's happening next Tuesday called Fostering Hope. And Kaylee Lindquist, the director of Care to Foster, is here today to tell us a lot more about that. So this is a perfect opportunity. We happen to have done a feature on a family that is through your group, right?
Yeah, so Carrie is actually a huge supporter of Care to Foster and our parent organization, Fostering Great Ideas. So we're really grateful for her and her family and all the work that they do to serve kids just right in our own backyard.
So there is this tremendous need right now, right?
Right. So there is over 500 children in foster care in Greenville County, and there's only about 357 foster families. So obviously there's a gap. So we need over 100 foster families or families to step up and help us fill that gap so that children aren't leaving their home communities. So while there are great group homes, they're not going into group care. They really are going into loving, caring families.
So families get intimidated by this. They think it's not for them, or it's some other family does that, not me. How do you convince people they actually have the skills that are needed, like love?
Right. So I am a foster parent myself, and my husband and I started fostering. We don't have any biological children ourselves, so we didn't know that that was an option for us. But really, if you have a loving home, if you have a space in your home, you are qualified to do this. Of course, DSS and the licensing agencies have, requirements, but really what it takes is a family that's willing to step up and say, yes, how can I meet this need? Now, not everyone can foster, but everyone can do something. There are so many opportunities: mentoring, tutoring, becoming a guardian ad litem. We just need families or individuals to say, yes, I can can do something.
All right, so you are doing something. You are setting up an event that happens to be coming up this Tuesday, which is why we pulled you in last second to get you on today. So tell us about the Fostering Hope event and what that will do for people if they're kind of thinking about it.
Right, so Fostering Hope is an incredible event. One of the things that I love most about our organization is there's no guilt, no pressure ever. We just want to spread the need and inspire families. So Fostering Hope has been done in 3 other counties, and we know this event works because it's real foster family testimonies about the barriers they faced. So a mom will talk about her fear of the impact of fostering on her biological kids, what that would do to their lives. A husband who was hesitant to foster will talk about, what were his concerns and what allowed his family to be willing and ready to take that step. A mom will talk about, that agonizing over having to say goodbye to a child she loves. And my favorite, we have a brilliant young man who was a teen in foster care, and he's going to talk to us about the power of being welcomed into a forever family and how that changed his future. He is now thriving, successful in college, and we are so excited to hear from him.
Oh, it's so powerful. The absolutely great opportunity. So where do people need to be? When do they need to be there?
Right. So Fostering Hope is Tuesday, November 19th, 6 to 8 p.m. at JL Mann High School. They can find us on Facebook just by searching Fostering Hope, or they can register on Eventbrite. So we encourage everyone to register, but if you don't have time to register, still show up.
Yeah, you want them there, one way or another.
We want you there, and I can guarantee that you won't regret it. There will just be so much power in hearing these stories because there is a need, and everyone can do something.
That's so exciting. We appreciate you being here.
Thank you
for your expertise.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, and your passion. Coming up, we're getting ready for